A SaaS startup builds a rock-solid product, but their customer acquisition cost is actively draining their runway. The sign-up funnel is practically cracking under the weight of expensive ads with minimal traction. The executive team looks at the burn rate and concludes that since they sell to other businesses, social media simply cannot generate viable leads. They write it off entirely as a consumer playbook. This stems from a misunderstanding of how digital marketing actually works. They treat their accounts like a corporate megaphone, scheduling dry product updates and broadcasting them into an empty void. This chart shows why that approach fails. B2B buyers spend only 17% of their purchase journey meeting with potential suppliers. The massive remaining chunk of time cascades into independent research. They heavily scrutinize your digital footprint long before filling out a contact form. Your social profile cannot be a passive billboard. It serves as your digital handshake, the required proof of competence needed to survive a buyer's silent evaluation phase. To survive that evaluation, you have to stop maintaining a mediocre automated presence on every website. You hyper-focus only on where your specific audience actually lives. For reaching B2B decision-makers, LinkedIn is the primary ecosystem, but the algorithm-baiting polls and inspirational fluff of past years no longer work here. The current strategy requires nuanced industry analysis, practical frameworks, and transparent accounts of your actual business failures. Conversely, if your product touches developers or technical practitioners, Twitter or X operates as the unfiltered ecosystem where those users gather. Success in this space means participating in ongoing technical threads with genuine engineering insights. You share actual learning moments from your team rather than dropping drive-by promotional links. Aligning your content with these rigid, platform-native expectations establishes immediate credibility with deeply skeptical technical buyers. Once you are on the right platforms, the content itself has to build a community. You start by sharing raw, behind-the-scenes product design processes. Showing the technical challenges your team overcame generates emotional investment before a feature even launches. Next, ditch the metric-heavy case studies that put people to sleep. Highlight short, relatable stories detailing the emotional relief a user felt when they finally solved a specific problem using your tool. You follow that with standalone educational frameworks. This content provides high value and teaches a better way to work, even if the reader never actually purchases your software. Then there is positioning content. This is where you openly sell your philosophical approach to an industry problem, prioritizing how you think over listing your software features. When users interact with this content, stop simply thanking them for their comments. Ask targeted follow-up questions about how they would implement your approach in their own organization to force deeper engagement. This includes handling public criticism. Transparently acknowledging negative feedback and explaining how you will implement fixes builds significantly more trust than ignoring the problem. Treating your social channels as a two-way feedback loop gives you direct insight into user needs. It rapidly accelerates your product development roadmap and removes the risk of building tools your audience won't adopt. Tracking the wrong numbers leads to misallocated resources. For B2B software companies, sheer audience size and follower counts are highly deceptive vanity metrics. A focused group of 500 potential buyers is infinitely more valuable than 50,000 followers. You have to differentiate between engagement rates, which build your long-term industry reputation, and click-through rates, which capture immediate buyer intent. B2B social media's true financial goals flow outward into three metrics: lowered acquisition cost, shortened sales cycles, and improved retention. By transitioning to these community tactics, our startup saw 45% more qualified leads and a 40% drop in acquisition costs in 6 months. You can start this shift today. Audit your last 10 social posts and count those inviting a conversation. Then rewrite your next scheduled post to explicitly invite a user response. Building an engaged community directly addresses the core challenge of B2B marketing. It makes your acquisition strategy sustainable by ensuring your prospects trust your expertise before they even see your landing page.